Welcome to Living Good with Dom. In this episode, we're going to be talking about how you can hold on to your power instead of giving your power away. Oftentimes, I see people who are in like the most frustrated, most irritated state, and they're blaming it on other people. I used to do the same thing. Everything I went through was why they do this, she did that, he did that, this organization this, the government this, white folks this, racist that. And it's like, yo, at some point you gotta take your power back, drop off the victimhood mindset, adopt the mindset that you got full control over your life and start running plays from that. So in this episode of Living Good with Don, we talk about the divine principles that allow you to stay in your center of power, even when others are trying to get you to play the game of siphoning it off and giving it to them. So if you're going through a season of life where you feel like other people are stopping you from doing things, then this episode is for sure for you.
This is my message to you. Your energy is infinite. Your energy.
Them, they, and those people got more power over yourself than you. Welcome to Living Good podcast with Dominic Malone. We take you from living just okay to living great, living good. Yo, listen, I've been watching the elections. It's election season here in the United States. I've been watching people hang on tight to the two candidates we had to choose from, which is Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. And I keep thinking to myself when I see that, I'm like, damn, folks really giving their whole livelihood and future and putting it in the hands of people who they don't even know. I think on a small level, we do that a lot. We give power and autonomy over our lives to people who have not been proven to be able to handle that. You ever catch yourself saying, man, if they didn't push my buttons, then I wouldn't have. If she didn't do this, then I wouldn't have done that. If they didn't make me, then I would do it, but they keep playing over there. I keep thinking about what that really says about what you believe about yourself. When you can look at a circumstance and see how the other person has control over your actions and your moves, but you can't see how much control you have over your moves. So I want to dig into that today, because I just want to be able to set you free in a way where you understand that you have a lot more power over your life circumstances than you would naturally think. So I think about the times in my life where I would use that. Man, they keep playing. Man, I can't get this raise, man, because or I can't live the life I want because they want to set me, or I can't get into this home because they keep fucking my credit up. I keep thinking they messing my credit up. I wouldn't know what to pay the bill late. You feel me? So we're gonna talk about that, man. So we'll get into the self-knowledge piece of it first, right? I think this paradigm shift is one I talk about all the time. I always work from like 11 points of understanding. I call them the 11 keys to well-being. And I can trace every single human interaction, good or bad, back to these 11 keys of well-being that I call, right? So at one is understanding that you have full control over your existence. Ooh, now I can imagine somebody in the car like, well, I didn't control this, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool, if you want to say it that way. But until you take complete responsibility over the life you are living, you will always give responsibility to somebody else for giving you the life that you deserve. So in order to pull your power back, you have to first assume responsibility. And that looks like taking on the identity of the creator or co-creator of your own existence. What does it look like to be the creator or co-creator of your entire existence? It looks like this. When something goes right or wrong, you trace back your actions to that moment. When something goes right, you look back at yourself and say, what did I do to put myself in the position to receive that? Something goes wrong. What was my part in this happening? Now, there are some life circumstances that are so dramatic that I wouldn't even put them in as an example. But even to just ask yourself the question when things do not go the way you want them to go, what role did I play in this happening? If you can gain the balls or the ovaries to ask that question seriously, you will discover a set of choices that you made that put you in that position. Even if it's a position sometimes that somebody harmed you, like, and let's talk about a lighter harm. Like, let's say somebody like cheated on you, right? Or somebody left you out of nowhere, they just ghosted you. Okay, so let's rewind that sometimes. Was there, and let's say you ask yourself the question, what did I do to put myself in that moment? I will go to this. When you met that person and you saw that they had habits of abandonment or habits of not being able to stick to their commitments, did you take those as red flags or did you brush them off? When that person began to show you they were irresponsible with your love, did you accept it and say they'll get better, or did you take them for who they were in that moment? These are the kind of questions that help you re-examine your decision making. So the next time you enter into a scenario, you can say, oh, that person is being inconsistent. Now it's up to me to determine if I stay and endure their inconsistencies or if I should move in a direction that protects who I am and gives me what I deserve. I got homies who like lose jobs like every 6 months, right? Straight up. And they'll swear, man, supervisor was just tripping, man. And I'm not digging into it. I'm like, damn, what happened? I was late like 4 times, man. And I didn't show up this one time. I didn't even call because I'm like, man, shut up. That's on you. And I say that with love and respect 'cause I know how hard it is to take accountability of oneself. So let's do it like this. Let's dig into the self-work of it, right? We're talking about how to take self-accountability, how to stop giving your power away to other people. So let's talk about what mindset, what framework you must walk into life with, what self-knowledge you must walk into life with, right? The greatest gift we have in this life is free will. The action that's associated with free will is choice. You have the ability to choose to go forward, to stop, to move left, or to move right at any intersection. So when it's time to get in a scenario where you really have to make the best decision, it may not feel good, it may not look good, it may not be ego boosting, but if you begin to choose things that are good for you, you will see how you became the catalyst to your own growth. And let's say you're a person who's right now like you just kind of in a more habitual, let's say you like don't even think about your choices. You just kind of go with the wind. I like to go with the flow too, but I only go with the flow after I make an intentional direction. I make an intent, say, okay, listen, I'm gonna be a highly successful entrepreneur. And then I go with the flow in that direction. Instead of just saying like, I'm gonna do whatever happens today. And the next thing you know, you get caught in something you don't wanna be involved in. You're like, I don't know how I got here. Most times because you didn't choose to make an intentional move towards something. So you were just swayed by anything. So if you are in the habit of giving away your power and saying, they did this to me, it's not my fault, I don't know how this happened, and you need to regain your power back, then remember, it's not difficult to do, but you will have to realize that if you don't create your circumstances, somebody will create them for you. So you might as well take the ownership, the responsibility, and have the fun in creating your life before somebody else creates a box for you that you don't want to fit in. I hope this helps you live good. I hope your day is beautiful. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for listening. And thank you for sharing. Peace.
I received my divine assignment. So